All right, so we should be live. Facebook, YouTube, Grand Rising. That is a new way of me saying good morning. I was on TikTok live earlier this morning, like I usually do before I hop on the show, and people were coming in saying Grand Rising, and I loved it instead of good morning. So Grand Rising, happy Sunday. This beautiful lady next to me is Natasha. She is a yogi from Ottawa, Canada, correct?
Yes.
Cool, cool, cool. And today we're going to be talking about yoga and all things positive vibes. I'm pretty much, I'm excited, Natasha. I'm excited to jump into the conversation with you. Real quick for the people who are tuning in, I see Yvette's on. I see my mom's on. What's up, Mom? Real quick for the audience, can you give a quick intro on who you are and what you're up to?
Yeah, so I'm a mom. I am a dance studio owner since 25 years, and now since 1 year, since 7 months, I've opened a new yoga studio, hot yoga. So I am multitasking with that. I also do art, and yeah, pretty much it's based on art.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And gathering.
Yes, for sure. So you do dance. You do both dance and yoga.
Yeah. So I started with dance when I was little and fell in love with it, and did that forever. And then yoga came in my life, and that changed my life and helped me a lot. So I decided to share that. So I took a while to find a spot and to raise money and believe in myself. And yeah, I took it and did it.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So, you know what's funny is I don't remember when I actually picked up the practice of yoga, but I know around 2012, like around 2011, 2012, I really got into it. One of my mentors, him and his wife were really big into, they were yogis, right? So they're yogis. So I took a course with them that was around business and marketing and also yoga. And just helping develop better self-awareness with yourself. And so I have a great appreciation for the practice, and I'm glad that we're having this conversation because I think with this COVID-19, yoga is definitely something that I feel like a lot of people should look into for sure.
So yeah, exactly. For me, even now, I actually go to my studio alone and need to practice because, yeah, we need to ground. We need to recharge, get through this.
Awesome. I'm curious for the people who are watching out there. What's up, MG on YouTube? Sanda Knox, I see you out there. Yvette says, "Oh my gosh, this right now. My shoulder is locked up. Oh, I need this right now. My shoulder is locked up." I'm curious how many people out there are familiar with the practice of yoga or who are doing yoga. And if so, if you guys have any questions, please drop them in the comments and Natasha will be able to address those. But I'm curious for you, Nat, how did you get into yoga and what does it represent to you?
Well, I started yoga for the sport side. Most people start yoga because they want to use it as a tool for getting fit or getting flexible and use it mainly as a sport. And the spiritual side, they pretty much push it aside and think, yeah, no, that's not for me. I'm not the type to sit and meditate and be quiet. People are actually often scared about that. So they go to the power yoga. So hot power yoga is mainly where people start. It's a way to release toxins. It's a way to... It's hard. It's really a workout. It's not Zen yoga.
You're right.
So I started with that too and fell in love with it. And I was actually doing CrossFit and lots of training. So I was into pushing myself as much as I could. It's probably avoidance for emotions or things like that.
Right.
So I started doing that. And I would do it once in a while, maybe once a month. And then I stopped. There was a few things that was going on, so I stopped. And did CrossFit a lot then.
Really?
And then one day my friend said, you have to go and try this one class at this new studio. And I went. And from that day on, I was completely hooked and did like 8 or 9 hours of yoga a week. I couldn't stop. It was just doing me so much good in my head, in my body. Energy-wise, I have like very strong energy. And I need to like try and like ground myself, because if not, I'm like floating around in the universe and I can't concentrate. So yeah, it really, really helped me. So the power yoga is where I started, and then I would gently start doing flows, which is more quiet. So in power, you have lots of like muscular work, working core and everything, the whole body, and flexibility. But then I started flows, and flows are more gentle. And then I went to a class, and my teacher said, I think you really should try and do a yin. So I went and did this yin class, even though I didn't want to. I didn't want to slow down. I didn't want to like take the time with myself. So once again, avoidance. And I went to this one yin class, and it changed my life. It was really special, and I lived a moment that pretty much just told me that yoga was something I needed in my life.
So from what I'm understanding, is yin a flow yoga?
Yin is, no, it's actually even more quiet. You stay in the poses for like 2 to 5 minutes. So you're kind of, you go into your pose and find the adjustments that are good for you. So this is lower, but it's also a work which is more intense sometimes, because you have to take time with yourself and get comfortable in the pose. And often you're like telling the teacher, come on, get out the pose. Like, as we have a reaction for like fight or flight, to be able to get out of this pose and like be safe, because that's our animal instinct. But in yin, you're often in a pose which is like not easy to get out of, or more it's hard to explain. Like you take more time to become patient with yourself.
Gotcha.
And to go to this place where you can just come back to your breath and just like let things filter through you. So like emotions can come up, good emotions, bad emotions, and sometimes it's just things that you need to take time to think about that you never take time on your own in our busy lives.
Yeah, makes sense. So what I'm learning from you is that there's power yoga, there's flow yoga, and then there's yin yoga.
Yeah. There's many types, but yeah, this is mainly now in like society. People are doing a lot of this. So people start power. Almost all the time, people start power.
Okay.
And then they slowly realize that there's such another side to it, and there's another side to them that they don't let, they don't usually go to that place.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yvette in the comments and Sanda, they have questions for you. So Yvette says, and I'm going to pull their questions up so we all can see it. It might be small on your screen if you're using the phone, but I'll read it out loud. So she says, I've never tried yoga. Are there benefits for inflammation and joint stiffness?
Yes, so definitely yes. 2 years ago, I started doing aerial yoga. I went to a yoga festival and was a volunteer for a company. And it's aerial yoga, so it's in a hammock, hanging from the ceiling. Wow. Or from a tripod. Mm-hmm. And this is awesome for that. So lots of opening. You use the hammock as a base. And usually, like, you would be in a pose and you would be like worried, and like your core would be tight. You wouldn't let yourself open out. But as you're using that as a base and support, you let yourself go more. So you manage to open shoulders, backs, everything a lot more, because you have the confidence that it's holding you. So it's super supportive, and it's really nice as a feeling to not feel worried in your pose and to let completely go.
That's awesome. So yeah, Yvette, I would definitely, from what Nat, her name's Natasha, but she also goes by Nat, so I'm gonna call her Nat because I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Nat is saying that aerial yoga might be something that you want to look into. Debbie says, is it something hard to start or easy? And now I'm thinking they're talking about yoga in general.
Yeah, no, it's according to me, it's easy because every studio, no matter where you're from, I don't know where you're from, but every studio has different classes. So there'll be the beginner class, and there'll be like the different levels that are going to help you. And yoga is very non-judgmental. So it's not like you're going into a gym and you're in front of the mirrors and everybody's looking at you. Yoga is really personal. So most of the time, our eyes are closed. So you're with yourself. So nobody's looking at you or judging you or thinking you shouldn't be there if you're a certain age or anything. It's just mainly you in your space. And as I say, there's also props that we use to make it easier at the beginning. So there's yoga blocks and cushions that you can use to help support your body. So if you're not flexible, once again, everybody comes up with this line saying, I'm not flexible, I can't do it. This is why we do yoga, to help our flexibility and mobility, so that when we grow older, we have mobility to be able to reach and get things and open out, not let ourselves slowly close in. So yeah, you'll definitely find a class in the studio that's good for anyone starting out.
That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you for the question, Debbie. Sanda says, what would be some simple tools or stretching for someone with chronic pain?
Once again, it's always good to ask your doctor if you are not sure if it's good for you. But I think the main thing you can do is start with a yin class and see how it goes for you. Also, there's lots of aerial classes that would be fine. Restorative aerial, restorative yin. If you don't feel comfortable with that and you're in excessive pain, you could always just start with a meditation or a movement meditation, and then move on from there slowly and see how your body talks to you.
I love the language that you're using around, not judging yourself, or, see how your body talks to you. And so my question for you, Nat, is for someone who doesn't have chronic pain, for someone who's out there who they're familiar with the term yoga, but they've never really been educated on it or have never done it, why would someone like that want to look into it?
It can be so many different things. People start yoga for it's really personal. So some people, as I say, go in for the fitness side because it tones your body and you can really build muscle and get super fit with yoga. Or you can go into it because you feel that you're in a point in your life where you need to reconnect with yourself. So I also saw earlier on your live on TikTok, somebody had asked, she was like, I think 40, and she was wondering if it's too late to start yoga.
I'm so glad you caught that, because that is one of the questions I was going to ask you.
Yeah, so no, definitely not. And usually I think that's a beautiful age to start. Because I think once you're into your 30s, you're like in your 20s, you're more into like partying, meeting people. In your 30s, you usually start, building a family or finding the business you want and all that. And then in your 40s, you start to come back to reconnect with yourself. And you sometimes wonder, like, is there something else to this path on this planet? So I find yoga is a beautiful tool for that, because there's lots of women that come into the studio and are having either a hard time or they're just wondering, about themselves and need to reconnect. So I think this is a beautiful age to start. And as I say, you can start slowly and move on to whatever is good for you.
That's awesome. That's a good answer too, by the way. So it's never too late to start. I'm gonna go a different direction because you reminded me of the rant I went on my TikTok live this morning, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts around it. But I've been really thinking about. So again, going back to you using the words of like, not judging yourself, being gentle with yourself. I'm a big believer that self-talk and affirmations it's a conversation that's underrated. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because it's just fascinating to me that a lot of we all, regardless if you agree, you want to accept this or not, we all have conversations going on in our heads every single day, thousands of times, millions of times a day, right? And my question that's fascinating to me is like, what are those conversations that we're having with ourselves? I know what conversations I'm having with myself, and sometimes they're really good, and sometimes they're really bad. And I think the name of the game for me is like, how can I continue to create more space for me to think more positively about myself? And I know I'm getting a little. It seems like I'm getting off topic, but hear me out here, people out there in Facebook world and YouTube. We are receiving affirmations on a daily basis, whether we accept it or not, from TV, from like music, from the conversations we're having, and this has been going on since we were younger. And what I really appreciate about practices like yoga or meditation is that we learn to really understand what that is in us. And I want to get your feedback, Natasha, if that's something that you talk about a lot in your classes, or if that's something that yoga really brings to the table for you.
Definitely self-talk and yoga have a lot to do together, because that's how it helped me, because I was so busy in life, family, and like everybody else. And yoga brings you back to the present moment. And in the present moment, that's where you find tools to just see how you talk to yourself. And like when you sit in meditation for the first time, there's all these thoughts coming. Oh, I should be doing this. I should be taking care of him, or I should be doing that. And your self-talk becomes like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't let myself relax or let myself have this moment. So yeah, self-talk comes into yoga all the time. And even me, after so many years, even in my practices, as I'm flowing, often there's self-talk that comes in there. And I use my yoga to ground, like exactly to be able to avoid the negative self-talk and come back to a good positive place and use it in a positive way, and to see what my values are and what I believe really for myself, not what society is throwing at me.
That's awesome. Well, for everybody who's tuning in, this is Natasha. She's a yogi, and there's also other amazing things. You're a dancer as well. Instructor, correct?
Yeah, well, I have also a dance studio.
Yes.
It's a small studio, but yeah. So it's kind of course, there's a bit of relation between both things. So it's also the flexibility and all that. And I think that's why I was attracted to try the yoga. But as I mentioned earlier, you don't need to be flexible or anything like that.
Trust me, I'm not flexible at all.
There you go.
And I have a yoga block. I usually use one or two of them, but yeah, it's definitely, just to speak to what you said about going into a studio. That's one thing I love about, and I need to get back into it. And that's why I want to have this conversation with you, because I think it's just accountability, right? It's about being consistent, and it does challenge you in ways that you would never realize. So I just know going into yoga studios, I always feel welcome, because I'm the type of person, when I go into an environment that's foreign to me, I tend to look lost. Like I can't hide my feelings, as good as I would like to. So people would come up to me and support me and, start to coach me through what I need to do. And I've been to several different studios, and it's all been the same. So definitely would recommend that you guys look into it for sure.
Yeah, usually people that are into yoga are really open. I mean, we're not going to generalize or anything,
right?
But we have a mentality of being very open and receiving and believing in community. So
yes,
there's a lot of love in yoga.
right, for sure. So what's been on your mind lately, as everything's been going on?
Well, I mean, for sure there's a few worries in that, because the studio just opened 7 months ago. It's called Yoga Tribe. So of course we're trying to gather as many people as we can to like just the mask, spread the love.
Mm-hmm.
But we were just slowly building, and then this happened. So yeah, COVID is challenging for everybody. And I mean, we've probably got it lucky. There's lots of people that have got it a lot worse. So
Absolutely.
So yeah, no, it's been tough for everyone, and we just hope we can send out enough positive energy that this all gets fixed soon and people start feeling better, and that this horrible thing goes away.
Big time. Are you doing any virtual classes with dance or yoga?
Not for the dance, but yeah, for yoga, we're doing a few. Actually, I need to go into the studio probably today and film one. People are liking that at home. It's helping them a lot. They write to us, and most people try and like find their little time in their day to have their time for themselves. You know, it's not easy when the house is full.
Right, for sure. Okay, so I have your name down here. If you guys want to follow Natasha, I didn't put your TikTok. I thought I did put your TikTok on here, but where can people follow you if they wanted to?
So on
see
TikTok,
I
just started TikTok lately. It's a really fun way to connect with people, and that's how I connected with Joe. And so my name on TikTok is Soul.
I think it's Soul_Connections. Yeah. I think it's Soul_Connections Tribe.
Soul_Connection Tribe.
Yeah. Yep. And then your Instagram is Natasha, and I don't want to butcher your last name.
Gastiel. So yeah, you wrote it. That's awesome.
Okay, cool.
Come follow me. I try and spread like positive energy, and we're stronger together. So let's connect.
Absolutely. So talk to me real quick about your the photos you sent me about your work, because that was amazing.
Oh, well, that's how I lived in a small town in between Montreal and Ottawa, and my parents were in show business before. And one day I went to this mall, and there was my dad and I, and there was an agency, and they recruited me to try this modeling contest. So I did, and I won that contest. And anyway, long story short, I started modeling, and it let me travel around the world. I was super lucky to meet so many amazing people, and it was quite the experience. It was incredible. I mean, I come from like this tiny small town where there's like 1,000 people, and then I'm into this world of fashion. But it was awesome, and I'm still connected to many people that I met then, and I'm thankful for that, because it's special, you know. Those people are good people, and I kept them my whole life.
Absolutely, that's awesome. I usually ask my guests, on the show, if you were on the Ellen show and she gave you an opportunity to speak to her audience about your one message, what would be your one message out into the world?
Wow, that's a good question.
I like it. It's been a lot of people really loved it.
I think what I would say, I believe in a lot that Ellen says. Ellen is one of my favorite people on earth. So I think I would say the same kind of messages that she does, to send out kindness and love, and the whole gathering thing. This is what Ellen does, right? She gathers everyone. So I think we need to come back to the roots and realize what we really need in this on this path, and not what we think we need. So coming back to ourselves, and less maybe the ego, and helping everybody out, and just being there for everyone.
I love it. That's a great message. Hey, Courtney. Okay, so this is what I want to do. I want to get you to ask the question of the day to the audience, and I also want to invite everybody who's watching. If you guys have any questions around yoga, actually, I missed the question. Here we go, Nat. Debbie says, does this help fibromyalgia? Have you dealt with anybody
Well,
who's...
actually, yeah, it does. My mom has fibromyalgia, and it's really been helping her a lot. For sure. I mean, it depends if you're having like flare-ups and not feeling well. Once again, with like the lady at the beginning that was speaking about chronic pain, it's super important to listen to your body. But as I said to her, starting out slowly, maybe a meditation, a movement meditation, and then going up to restorative yoga, yin and flow. And if you're feeling amazing, I mean, maybe you can get to a power also, but just listen and go slow and be kind to yourself. But definitely a good tool to help movement, staying active.
I love that. I meant to ask you earlier when we started the conversation about, from the time you were doing dancing before you did yoga, what has been the biggest improvement you've seen in yourself now that you've picked up the practice of yoga?
That's an awesome question, because I never thought yoga would help my dancing. And as I slowly started doing yoga and power yoga and getting more muscular in my core, it really helped in my dance, because for like many movements I never knew, but as I built up my core strength, it really helps for like kicks and jumps and everything. So yeah, it's been a good support, both of them. I think both actually help. So the dance helped the yoga and the yoga helped the dance.
Awesome.
But thankful for both, for sure. Yeah.
What kind of music are you dancing to? What kind of dances are you doing?
I love contemporary. So slow movement, dramatic, passionate emotions, For me, it's more an expression thing. I love just like putting music on and having no choreography.
Yeah.
And of course, as a teacher, I have that structure
right.
inside.
Right.
It's mainly a release for me when I'm dancing. It's contemporary. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love what you said in the beginning too. You said it's an art. Like all of this is really comes down to it being an art. So I agree with that 100%. Okay, so you go first. What were you saying?
No, I just said it's so connected.
Oh yes, for sure. I want to give you a chance to ask the audience a question of the day. You can go anywhere with your question. Maybe it's something that you're just trying to just get some more insight from other people on, or just a fun question that you are wanting to put out there into the universe.
Good questions there, Joe. Let me think.
While she's thinking, Facebook, YouTube, and all my amazing peeps who hopped over from TikTok to be on the show, always, I just want to say thank you guys, and I appreciate you guys for your time and attention. Please, whenever she asks this question, one of my favorite things that I love to do is engage back with other people. I just believe that's the art of networking, right? So I'm curious to hear what her question is, but when she does ask it, please respond to it, and I will do my best to get back to all your responses. All right, Nat, Mike's back on you.
So I'll ask a question to be able to grow as a studio owner. So I would be wondering what would be the reason you'd hold yourself back to not being open to coming to a yoga class? Like, what would be the inhibition or things like that? But like that, I'll learn too. So
what is holding you back from attending a yoga class is your question?
Yeah.
Awesome. You guys heard the question. I expect every single person who's watching this to answer, and I will get back to you guys. But Natasha, for real, it's been an honor to have you as a guest. I knew it would be fun because you're always showing me love over on TikTok whenever I'm on live. So really excited to have you on the show and get a chance to have a conversation with you.
See, and I was thinking earlier, you said that you've got to get back into your yoga routine. So maybe this is why we connected.
Yes, for sure. My girlfriend Courtney is over here saying, She does Pilates. So Pilates, I've never really done too much Pilates. She's really the one that introduced me to Pilates, but it's like, I was going to ask if it's similar to power yoga, because Pilates is a little bit faster movements, I think, in my opinion, right?
It is similar. Yeah, for sure. And then once again, going to get the toning in the muscle. It's both very related.
Gotcha. Ask your question one more time. I think people are trying to figure out what.
So my question is, I want to grow as a studio owner, and I want to know what would be your inhibitions, why you would hold yourself back coming to your first yoga class.
Love that. I love it. Well, Nat, let's stay super connected. Whenever I get this recording, I will, if you want it, I can send it to you.
Yeah.
I also plan at some point, I haven't even touched episode number 1 yet, but at some point I do plan on breaking these up. So I would love to share that with you as well. And let's just stay in touch. I love what you're up to.
That's awesome. For sure, me too. I love following you on TikTok and watching your lives.
Awesome. Cool. Well, you have an amazing Sunday, an amazing week. Everybody out there on YouTube and Facebook, you have an amazing Sunday as well and an amazing week. And we'll see you tomorrow for another episode of Cup of Joe. All right.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Take care.
Bye.